Reads and Threads. My name's Kate. Hello if you're new here. Welcome back if you're joining us again. Today we're going to be doing my April TBR. So we're going to be playing Reach the Castle, looking at all the extra books I want to read. Plus I am participating hopefully in the spring equinox for Orilium for the first time. So I do have a book selection for that. I'm not entirely sure at the moment if I'm going to put that within this video or create its own video for the TBR for that one. So we'll see how we go. Either way, you will get the books that I'm planning on reading for that one. I am also going to be filming my May TBR and playing the game back to back. So I'm going to be doing it all today. Just because I'm about to go overseas, which has worked out happily. I was fairly worried that it wasn't going to happen with everything that is going on in the world. But we have managed to reroute our tickets. So we are no longer flying anywhere near the Middle East. So we'll see how that goes. It has been extremely stressful and a lot of money to change our tickets. Hopefully we'll be getting a full refund. So that has worked out okay, but it's just been a lot with everything going on, as you can well imagine. So I am still pre-filming everything ready to come out. So you'll see this at the time just before the month starts, but I'm filming it now in the middle-ish end of, like, closest to the end of March. So some things hopefully will work out. What I manage to end up reading while I'm away, we will see. I have no idea what's going to happen. So let's film the rolls and we'll come back and we'll regroup in the library and go over all the books that I am hoping to read while I am away on my holiday. Okay, let's play. Let's hope that the board is really nice to me for April, because like I said, going on holiday. But roll number 1. And we have a 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we got a Murphy's Prompt card. I did pre-shuffle these as always. We've got a Goodreads Choice Award winner, so hopefully that one will work with something else. And then we've got a 7. And we've got the mushroom. So these are ones I added this year, so that's exciting. What will we end up with? Let's go for this one. We have These Rebel Waves by Sarah Rash. I just read a Sarah Rash, so that'll be interesting. And then we have an 8. And we've got the Crowns. These are ones that I added in 2018. Let's see. Ooh, that one kind of flew over there, but we've got Blackwing by Ed McDonald. I've been looking forward to giving that one a go. Just leave that over here. Roll number 4. Oh, we got a big number this time. We got a 12. And we've got the Swords. These are our older ones. So these are 2013, 2014. So we have The Cipher by Diana Farrow Francis. I haven't tried her, I don't think. And maybe our last roll. Another 12. So yes, that does mean that we've reached the castle. So that is our April TBR. We will meet back in the library and we'll go through all those books. Okay, let's run through these rolls and this TBR. I don't own a huge amount of the books that have actually come up. I think I own one that I will be needing to read, which is kind of handy because I do think I do have some of them as either an ebook or an audiobook, or I will just be trying to get them all on Libby or something like that. Just because, like I said, multiple times now, I will be away and I don't really want to take physical books with me. So I'm happy to take the one that's come up. I think it would be nice having a physical book with me. We'll see how we go, but let's get into it. We'll go through the roles first, and then we'll run through all the extra reads that I need to get done for the multitude of challenges that I am in the middle of. As this is the middle of March, I don't for sure know exactly what I will have completed in my March TBR if I need to roll over my HRCYED new release. I think I can roll my HRCYED new release for February over into the beginning of April a little bit, but I'll need to double check my dates. So it is a possibility, which I'm hoping not, because I do plan on reading it this month. But that is Dinosaur Bear's Mystical Cat Shelter by Heather Fawcett. Hopefully that one will be done, but if not, that may end up rolling into April as well. Anyway, for roll number 1, we rolled a 6, and we did land on Murphy's Prompts cards, which I absolutely love. And this one was a Goodreads Choice Award winner. So for this prompt, I am planning on reading Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This is huge at the moment. I know a lot of people are reading it. I have read from Andy Weir before, and I'm intrigued by the movie, so I think I'll have a good time with that one. But that's the one that we're going to slot in there. So that actually won the 2021 Goodreads Choice Awards for science fiction. So it fits perfectly. And I just realized I didn't get my iPad out to tell you what all these books are about. So let's just grab that. Okay. iPad acquired. So this one is just a standalone. I have read The Martian and another one which I didn't like as much that I can't think of, Artemis. I was gonna say I couldn't think of the title of it. So I really enjoyed The Martian. I'm pretty sure I have read that. Not so much Artemis, but hopefully this one will be a winner. I think everyone is absolutely loving it. Let's see what it's about. It says, a lone astronaut, an impossible mission, an ally he never imagined. Ryland Grace is the sole survivor of a desperate last chance mission, and if he fails, humanity and Earth itself will perish. Except that right now, he doesn't know that. He can't even remember his own name, let alone the nature of his assignment or how to complete it. All he knows is he's been asleep for a very, very long time, and he's just been awakened to find himself millions of miles from home with nothing but 2 corpses for company. His crewmate's dead, his memories fuzzily returning. Ryland realizes that an impossible task now confronts him. Hurtling through space on this tiny ship, it's up to him to puzzle out an impossible scientific mystery and conquer an extinction-level threat to our species. And with the clock ticking down and the nearest human being light years away, he's got to do it all alone. Or does he? That sounds intriguing. I think it's going to be really good. I do have high hopes for this one. Okay, for roll 2, we rolled a 7 and we landed on The Mushrooms, a book that I've added into my want to read list this year, so that is awesome. The one that came out was These Rebel Waves by Sarah Rush. This is one I hauled recently from the little library donations that my friend Sarah got. So I do own this one physically, and this one I will attempt to take away with me. It is a little chunky, so we'll see how we go, but I am intrigued. I did enjoy Sarah Rush that I did read. It was only the first in a series, so I haven't continued on with that series yet. It is a little unfortunate that we're starting a new one. This says, Adulina is a soldier. 5 years ago, she helped the magic-rich island of Grace Leroy overthrow its oppressors. Agrid, a country ruled by religion. But adjusting to post-war life has not been easy. When the Algerian delegate vanishes during peace talks with Grace Leroy's new council, Agrid demands brutal justice. But Lou suspects something dangerous is at work. Devereaux is a pirate. As one of the stream raiders who ran rampant on Grace Leroy, he scavenges the island's magic plants and sells them on the black market. But after Agrid accuses raiders of the diplomat's abduction, Vex becomes a target. An expert navigator, he agrees to help Lou find the missing Agridian, but the truth they uncover could be deadlier than any war. Bernat is a heretic. A crown prince of Agrid, he harbours a secret obsession with Grace Leroy's forbidden magic. When Ben's father, the king, gives him the shocking task of reversing Agrid's fear of magic, Ben has to decide if one prince can change a devout country, or if he's building his own pyre. As conspiracies arise, Lou, Vex, and Ben will have to decide who they really are and what they are willing to become for peace. It's hopefully this one's really good. Like I said, I did enjoy the Sarah Rash that I read earlier. So hopefully we have a win and one that I can get through on my holiday. I do think it'll be handy having like a physical read with me, and the font's not too bad. So the one that I just read was Snow Like Ashes, but hopefully this one is good. Roll number 3, we rolled an 8 and we landed on The Crowns. These are books that I added to my want to read list in 2018, and I do remember seeing this cover in all the shops and really just loving it. And we pulled out Blackwing by McDonald. I think it's like a purpler color than it's coming up on my little printed book cover, but I really like the cover. So hopefully this one will be good and I'll be able to get my hands on an ebook or audio version of this. But this one is book 1 in the Ravensmark trilogy. I'm pretty sure there are only 3, but we'll see how we go. The Republic faces annihilation, despite the vigilance of Galharrow's Blackwings. When a raven tattoo rips itself from his arm to deliver a desperate message, Galharrow and a mysterious noblewoman must investigate a long-dead sorcerer's legacy. But there is a conspiracy within the Citadel. Traitors, flesh-eaters, and the ghosts of the wasteland seek to destroy them. But if they cannot solve the ancient wizard's paradox, the Deep Kings will walk the earth again, and all will be lost. The war with the Eastern Empire ended in stalemate some 80 years ago, thanks to Null's engine, a wizard-crafted weapon so powerful even the Deep Kings feared it. The strike of the engine created the Misery, a wasteland full of ghosts and corrupted magic that now forms a no-man's land along the frontier. But when Galharrow investigates a frontier fortress, he discovers complacency bordering on treason. Then the walls are stormed, and the engine fails to launch. Galharrow only escapes because of a preternatural magical power of the noblewoman he is supposed to be protecting. Together they race to the capital to unmask the traitors and restore the Republic's defences. Far across the Misery, a vast army is on the move as the Empire prepares to call the Republic's bluff. It sounds really good. I do hope that I do enjoy it, and I've never read from Ed McDonald before, so I am really looking forward to getting to that one. For roll number 4, getting confused now, we rolled a 12 and we landed on The Swords, which are books that I added to my want to read list in 2013, 2014. So these ones are a while ago. And we pulled out The Cipher by Diana Farrow Francis. I swear I owned these books, and now I'm wondering if I unhauled them years ago when I got rid of a whole heap of my stuff, because I don't have them anymore, and I find that odd. I obviously never took them off of my want to read list, so we're going to give it a go and see what it is like. It is the first book in the Crosspoint Chronicles. I have a lot of her other books on my want to read list as well, so we'll see how we go with her writing style and that kind of thing. This one doesn't have a very long synopsis at all on Goodreads. It just says, a distant member of the royal ramp-playing family, Lucy Trenton's ability to detect magic is embroiled her in a dangerous intrigue that threatens her very life. Her only hope lies in her most persistent suitor, ship captain Martin Thorpe, but Lucy isn't sure she can trust him. So it doesn't really tell you anything. Roll number 5, we rolled a 12 and we did manage to reach the castle, which is our free pick. And for this one, I am adding in a highly anticipated release for me, as well as what I was planning on using as my new release for HRCYED for April, and that is Rights of the Starling by Devney Perry. I am super excited to get to this one. Shield of Sparrows was a 5-star read for me. Like, it was so good, and I was in a way shocked by that as well, because Devney Perry is predominantly a contemporary romance author, so I was thinking it was going to be way too romance, way too quick, but my sister had loved it, a friend at work had loved it, and they just kept telling me to give it a go, and I loved it. It was great. We were following Odessa as she journeys into a neighbouring kingdom after she is given away as the Sparrow by her father. She is expected to marry the king of this neighbouring community, but in doing that is supposed to locate and send back the information of their stronghold capital that no one has seen for a fair while and no one knows the location of. and send that information back to her father, as well as attempt to assassinate the Guardian, who is kind of a high-level general that had come in to the negotiations as well. This world is plagued by what is called the Crux, and that is an animal that migrates through at a certain time and pretty much wipes out everything that is in its path. So high action, great fantasy characters. It was a slow burn romance, so we didn't see much happen until towards the end of the book. Was great. Some plot twists that I didn't see coming, some that I did, but absolutely ate it up and cannot wait to get to this one. So this one should be releasing on the 7th of April. So I'm hoping to get an audio as soon as I can. That was how I ended up reading Shield of Sparrows, and I really enjoyed the audiobook. So either way, I want to get my hands on a copy in some format, whether that's ebook or audio. I do have a special edition that I have pre-ordered coming for both books, so Shield of Sparrows and Rights of the Starling, which will hopefully be here when I get back from my holiday. But really looking forward to getting to that one, and so glad that I managed to get it on this TBR because I plan on reading it in April anyway. Okay, let's have a look at our extra reads. So these are our regular extra reads that I need to add in every month, no matter what other challenges that I am planning to do. For my In Real Life book club, the Book Hose, we are going to a crime mystery this time. So I need to read The Long Night by Christian White. So I haven't read from Christian White before. I have seen him a lot at work. His books are extremely popular. But my friend Kate decided that we had had too much fantasy, and she knows that I will pick a fantasy and I get to pick next. So she's popped in this a thriller mystery crime book for us this time. So this one says, Em has lived a quiet life with her complicated mother and is now looking for love and a potential escape from her small hometown. When a masked man kidnaps her in the dark of night, though she is drawn into a terrifying world. 20 years ago, a terrible thing happened to Jodie Gibbs' life. She has been trying to forget that time ever since, pouring her trauma into her work and out of her mind, until one night her daughter is kidnapped and Jodie is dragged back into the violence. As Em and Jodie race into the darkness of the night, the agony of the past rushes up to meet them. It will take all of their devotion and courage to escape this night alive. Bold, vivid, and heart-racingly intense, The Long Night is the darkest and most exhilarating novel yet, from best-selling author Christian White. I don't know how I feel about that. I find it really hard with like high stakes, I guess, in books where like I want to just jump to the end to find out what's going to happen. And I think I will struggle with this one. I am finding it very hard. That it's the not knowing, that the anticipation I can't deal with. I just need to know how it's going to end, and then I can read it fine. But I will give it a go. We will see. So technically that one needs to be read by, I think they're meeting on the 30th of April, but as I won't be in the country, I won't obviously be going to the meeting, but I will still try and get that one read. For Buzzword Challenge, I am going to be using the same book for both challenges this month. So for the Buzzword Title Challenge, we needed to read a book that had ordinal numbers within the title. So those are like first, second, third, that kind of thing. And then for the cover challenge, you needed to read a book with accessories on the cover. So it could be any type of accessory that you wear. And what I have decided to go with, I've decided to continue a series that I have had in the works for forever. And I'm going to be picking up Sixth Grave on the Edge by Dorinda Jones. So this is book 6 of the Charlie Davidson series. This follows Charlie Davidson, who is a Grim Reaper with a side job as a private detective. And so we follow her, and she, obviously being a Grim Reaper, can see the ghosts and communicate with them, and needs to help them move on or deal with their stuff. That's interesting in and of itself. She's also fairly snarky, has great banter with the characters around her, and it is just an easy, good time. So I have enjoyed the first 5 that I've read, but it has been a while. So I'm going to go into book 6 without rereading books 1 to 5 and see how we go. I think I should be okay. I may have forgotten the intricacies of books 1 to 5, but I think the overall plot of this book should help me fine, and I might just have forgotten a few little niggly things that's been happening in Charlie's life. but I've been meaning to get back into this series for a fair while. So happy to actually add this one on and hopefully knock off 2 books with 1. So I do have an ebook version of this. Next up, we have Catch Up Book Club, and this is put on by Becca and the Books. And we're in the middle of reading the Bloodsworn saga. Technically, this one, I don't think the live show will be until mid-May. We need to read The Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne. So this is book 2. I didn't get along overly well with book 1, so I am going to try and physically read this one and see if that works out better for me. I did try the first book on audio and I wasn't vibing with it, and I don't know that if it's because I don't know enough about Norse mythology, which is what this is centered around, or the story just isn't it for me. But I'm going to give this one a go, see how we go. If I do end up DNFing this, I will not continue on with this end section of Catch Up Book Club. However, I have had such a great time. I love The Faithful and the Fallen when we read that, so I'm hoping that I can get into this one, but I will give it a go and see how we go. Next up, we have Adventures in Aeldia, and Lunaria and Artemis are going to be moving along the map to 4D, which is called Wait Till Morning, and the prompt is to read a book entirely in the AM hours. So I don't have a book specifically picked out for this prompt. I will pick something, the rest of my TBR, and just try to just read it in the morning and see how we go. Hopefully I do manage to complete this prompt within April, but a fairly easy prompt overall because I don't have to allocate a specific book to it, but it'll be interesting to see how well I achieve it being on holiday or just in general, because it definitely limits the amount of time that I have to read. And when you got stuff going on or you got to go to work, a short book might be the way to go, but I haven't decided which book yet, but that will happen. Next up for HRCYED for the March new release, the 2 books that I have my eye on, both released on the 31st of March. So this is just going to be whichever one I pick is going to be the one that I choose. I think we did run over these last month. So our options are Starside by Alex Astor and The Faraway Inn by Sarah Beth Durst. I technically have to the exact same day for both of them to get them done by. So 60 days from that release date is when they need to be finished. So these could potentially hop over into May as well, but hoping to get at least one of these done at some point in my holiday. Which one, I don't know. I would be very much happy to try or complete either of them, if not both of them. So there is still another 5 books that have come up in April for Orilium, which is my first attempt at the spring equinox, where I am going to be training to be a Beastmaster. So there is 5 prompts that I would need to complete in order to obtain that semester of study. I think I will pop those into another video, so stay tuned. It will probably come out, I don't know if it's going to come out before or after this one. We'll see, probably after, in the first week of April maybe. If you'd like to know what I'll be reading for Orilium, check that video out, which I will link down below once it is available to watch. So that brings us to about 9 books on my official TBR, with me only actually owning one of them physically. I think that may be, that's like a really nice level TBR. I'd be fairly happy with that if that was just my general TBR and I wasn't going away. Well, but like I've said through this whole thing, we'll see how I go, how many I end up completing. Really happy with all the reads that we will hopefully get to. What ones are you planning? Are you planning on participating in Orilium? I'd love to know what your calling is going to be, so leave that down below. What's your most anticipated book for April? I'd love to hear. If you haven't already, please do think about giving this video a like and subscribe. Come and join me over on Goodreads, Storygraph or Instagram. All the links for those are down below. Hopefully your April is looking great, and I hope that wherever you are having a really wonderful day. And we'll see you next time. Bye.